Hello once again, Star Wars and unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba, and I am really excited to, first of all, be looking in the screen and seeing how long my hair's getting, which I'm sure everybody in the world is having some interesting times looking in the mirror and seeing how long hair is growing. It's kind of crazy, but I just got distracted by that. But that's all right, because the thicker it is, the less it looks crazy bald up here, which is, not much. It's still pretty bald. But anyway, any little bit helps. So, welcome back to our weekly, or I should say semi-weekly. Is it bi-weekly or semi-weekly? Bi-weekly, I think it is. Bi-weekly unboxing channel. And we do a lot of Star Wars unboxings from new product, old product, all sorts of stuff. And recently I've been doing a lot of online shopping prior to COVID and pre-ordering things, and now they're all starting to come in. So that is great. So why don't we get started? We have two boxes here. We have an Amazon Prime and we have Target. I'm going to hold the Target one off for a minute. And, let's get right into this. I did open this up because I was expecting something else un-Star Wars related, and I did have a situation once where I opened up a box and something completely unrelated to Star Wars, nothing inappropriate. I'm not like that. It's cool. But it wasn't Star Wars, and I opened the box and went. Thankfully, it wasn't a live episode, so I just deleted it and started over. But in that case, I started because these days a lot of stuff's coming in through Amazon on a necessity basis, and then I'm not always 100% sure what comes in the mail that's from a pre-order that existed a long time ago. So for this, I did open up and I did get excited, and now I'm finally able to share it with you. I am so thrilled to be showing you these, the Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary. 40 years, Empire Strikes Back, Black Series. They came out with this type of thing a few years back with the 40th anniversary of Star Wars, the first movie, and they have now done the same with the Empire Strikes Back. So I will get some close-ups of these over here if I haven't already done so. I am not going to be unboxing these for two reasons. One, I just, some of these, I just can't bring myself to unbox. That's the one thing you're never going to see me do, is unbox a vintage collection looking item, either actual vintage, or the vintage collection kind of reproduction ones, because it just looks so cool like this, okay? So we have Yoda, and the other reason I'm not opening these up the other way is that these figures I've already purchased, I've already unboxed them, and I already have loose versions of them. So these are going to be ones that I kind of hold on to in the package, okay? So this is Yoda, the Jedi Master, one of the key characters in the second movie, Empire Strikes Back. So let's just going to line him up right here for the moment. We also have Princess Leia, as Grand Moff Tarkin would say. This is a Hoth Leia, and comes with the goggles and everything else, and it has the realistic facial stuff now. So some of these I might open up if I have the old version that doesn't have the facial, the photorealistic scans, which they've just started doing about a year or so ago. So I'm going to, I might unbox those, perhaps. We'll see. But again, I just love them in this packaging. I don't need to open them up. And everybody wins. This is an unboxing. I'm taking stuff out of a box. So it's cool. Okay, we got Han Solo. Of course, we're going to have the princess. We have to have, get out of there, Han Solo with his Bespin. Did I say Bespin? No. Yeah. It said, they always called it Han Solo Bespin. I mean, yes, he wears this outfit in Bespin, but I never understood that because he wears it the whole show. He wore it the whole movie. He only didn't wear it when he was out in the snow. But he wore it on Hoth, and he wore it in the asteroid, and on the Falcon, and on the, but yeah, they called it Bespin. It's kind of freaky. I think Leia had a Bespin outfit, but she only wore that in Bespin. This one is Han. So, but again, you gotta love the Kenner, the Kenner designers and the ones that were responsible for naming the package. So, ooh, this is interesting. Looks like, wow, these. Now, I will say this. A very interesting thing happened with these while I'm unboxing and bagging these figures. I had originally ordered these figures in Target. And I had ordered them. And then apparently I received an email, which I thought was a confirmation email. And I get a lot of emails, so it was I didn't really pay much attention to it. I thought it was saying that your items are shipping and should be arriving in a couple of days or whatever. Well, instead, it was something else that there's a problem with your order, and we need you to confirm something. If you don't confirm it, we will be canceling the order. Well, a few days went by, and next thing I know, the order was canceled. And then when I tried to reorder them on Target, they weren't in stock. But then I went on Amazon, and they were in stock. So there you go. All right, getting back to this. Now, I will say that these two, I think the reason, now I know why we have those figures in plastic. These two seem to have been a little bit damaged, or at least the packaging. We have Luke, Bespin Luke. Again, why Bespin Luke? He wore this outfit in Dagobah. So he wore it on the Muppet Show. Why don't they call it the Muppet Show costume? But anyway, the figure itself, you can see it's a little bit bent. It's a little accordion there. Okay, so and it has a photorealistic look. I gotta say, this one's kind of freaking me out. The other ones are pretty good. They don't freak me out as much. But something about the way his hair is set, it looks like just a little. It doesn't look like it looks like it's kind of pulled away from his head, as if as if it's obviously a wig. You be the judge. See if you can find other ones like this and see. All right, so we'll see. I'm not really thrilled with the way this is looking. I didn't receive any notification that they were damaged, but I will hold on to it and see if I can track down the reason. And this one, same thing. It's got a little. This could have just been me that did this, but it's got a little bend up here at the top. I never get that upset about that kind of stuff, folks, because again, this is the AT-AT driver, by the way. I am not looking to make a profit off of these. Okay, these are bringing me enjoyment just by having them and having them on display. It's funny. I was watching something recently about, and I'll share this with you because it's something that there's been a lot of talk over the last year or 2 years about people that are trying, to promote minimalism when it comes to like not, just getting rid of so much stuff that you have in your life. And it's really funny from a collector perspective. Like, how does one, deal with that? How does one like kind of come to terms with minimalism? And as a full-fledged adult who collects toys, it's a challenge for me to kind of come to grips with that kind of idea or the thought of that. And I think that there's a lot that goes into that. Collectors, I think that there is a very fine line, but a line nonetheless, between a collector and a hoarder. Okay, and I will not begin to judge anybody who collects anything of any amount and to any degree, because I too am a collector. Okay, and I understand that. But one thing I can share with you is that in the rest of my life, outside of my Star Wars fandom, I can tell you that I do try very hard to purge quite a bit in our life. We do yard sales, we make donations, we do all sorts of stuff, and I am constantly keeping the amount of stuff in our house at bay because I don't want it to be stacked above where we can do it. One of the whole reasons I do unboxings is to allow the displayable space that I have to be used more effectively. But eventually, when that gets too full, I do unload parts of the collection. That's why I tell people, don't think that I'm someone who's trying to collect every single thing that has Star Wars on it. Yes, I do find myself, like when a new movie comes out, I might pick up a few of the magazines that have exclusive covers, or I might pick up some of the fast food premiums. But a lot of times, those things will find their way eventually into a yard sale or into a donation bin or something. And I don't ever have a problem with that. I've said this to people time and time again. Star Wars brings me joy. The collecting brings me joy, and I pay my bills, and I'm very, I'm one who wants to, I do not want to be in excessive debt. I pay my bills. I take care of the responsibilities that I have, as all collectors should. And this is just something that I do for fun, that I enjoy. And doing the YouTube channel has actually brought me closer to my collection than ever, and I've been able to share it with people. Even just a handful of people that might watch on YouTube per week. So and that's a fantastic thing. So as a collector, it's hard for me to wrap my head around the whole minimalist kind of thing, but I do respect people that do, and I do respect people that make that decision. And maybe someday I will. There have been collectors, lots of collectors, that have eventually decided to purge their whole collection. And, maybe I'll do that. I've always thought that might be a retirement thing, to just slowly sell it off, go to a local flea market and rent a table and just start selling week after week after week as a kind of a hobby. And then, maybe I'll still collect at the time. Maybe I'll reserve it for high end, or who knows. But in any case, this is stuff that I love to do. I love to share. I love to share with you. So I don't really have, I don't really have much of an issue with it. I have more of a live and let live approach. These figures, I already own all of these figures, but I love the packaging like this. So yes, they market this for me, and I can tell you they were right to market it to me, because I have definitely made the purchases, and I'll probably do it again when they do the Return of the Jedi one. It's nice that they don't do it nonstop. They don't flood the market. They have I think there's 6. I believe there are 6 figures. Or no, maybe there's only 5. So it's not like never ending. So, all right, we have one more here. I'm not sure if this is a vintage, this is a Target. This is something that I ordered from Target, pre-ordered. Pretty sure it's pre-ordered. Ooh, yeah. All right. And we have, this is the Black Series that I am going to open. It is the Black Series D3 Imperial Probe Droid. First time released in the Black Series format. So let's get this baby open. The Imperial Probe Droid. Again, another Empire Strikes Back appearance. Again, has a very strong, interesting. Okay. Oh, I see. I know people are like, you're ripping the box. Why are you ripping the box? I'm ripping the box because I don't intend to keep the box. Yeah, this looks like it doesn't have multiple things to put in there. Instead, it is. Here we go. It's got a nice little stand, little snow base. Because those who know the figure know that it. All right, now I see we have one. Before I get two, that's one little issue with unboxing is that you got to be careful, because there are times when figures tend to be. All right, dude, where are you? All right, that's one. You got to be very careful. Some of these limbs are. That sounds worse than it is. Oh, for goodness sake. This is not. I'd like to know how they got this thing in here. Wow. All right, guys. We're gonna have to pull out the big guns here. I'm gonna have to actually cut through. Let's bring out this one. Sorry for the noise. See, the problem. There we go. Got to be really careful with this. There it is. Not something I'm a big fan of. It's almost as if the Black Series people don't think I'm going to actually open it, and maybe they're right. So we got our probe droid, got his multiple limbs. They all move. They all articulate differently. And then you can just place this right on its base. Sort of. There it is. And there it is. Head spins. All right. So, and I'll get a close-up of this. I'm going to get a close-up of everything, all right, so you can see him. But awesome figure. Great. If you want to do a diorama with Han and Chewie. I don't think they have a Chewie and covered with snow version of the Black Series, but I do believe they have a Han, and they have in his winter coat, and you can set up a nice little diorama with that. So all in all, a very successful pre-order finally coming here. I have received a ton of information from companies that have pre-ordered that things have been delayed thanks to COVID-19, that I might not be receiving until the summer or even the fall or even close to 2021. Doesn't bother me. Okay, it's just it's the nature of what we do. It's the nature of collecting, especially when you're ordering things in advance, when you're pre-ordering. But like I've said in previous episodes, I don't have much luck going into the stores anymore. I'm sorry to say. I wish I did. I wish I could go. I used to love toy hunting in stores. I would make an afternoon of it on a Saturday. I'd get up and I'd get some coffee, and I would drive to, first I'd drive to a Target, and then a Walmart, and then Toys R Us, and then maybe I'd even stop at a Barnes & Noble bookstore, and then head home. And honestly, Target is probably the best. The Target that I have locally is probably pretty much the reigning king once Toys R Us closed. So, but they're still not that great. I mean, especially not without a movie coming out. So, they're okay. So I recommend that when you guys are looking for stuff, I recommend Hasbro Plus. I recommend Target online, Walmart online if you can find it. The online ordering, again, I will say that things are starting to lighten up. I have noticed the stores are opening. Yes, they're still doing curbside and everything. Please be careful when you're out there. Wear the mask. Do the hand sanitizer. Wash your hands. I can only say, and I know you probably get this from everywhere, and if you're someone who thinks this whole thing is overblown, just remember that I feel like it's important to understand that the biggest reason to do this has nothing to do with you. The biggest reason to do this is that in the unlikely but possible event that you are carrying the virus, you don't pass it to someone else, particularly someone who's susceptible to, getting sick, or, getting really sick from it, or potentially dying from it. So because of that, I just say to be careful, make smart choices, maintain social distancing. I like to call it physical distancing. I don't think it should be being antisocial. It's just being physically distant from people to be safe, okay? And if you're going to make orders online, as I said, I've tried to, during the darkest times of this pandemic, I've tried to, limit my ordering online to essentials, to food, and to, things of that nature, hand sanitizer, that kind of stuff. But I think we are slowly, and I mean snail's pace slowly, starting to come out of things. So as I said a couple of episodes ago, if you see sales like May the 4th, things of that nature, fine, be aware of it. Be aware of the fact that our postal workers and postal carriers and people working for UPS and FedEx, they're working tirelessly and they put themselves at risk. So just keep that in mind. All right, and do it sparingly. Thank you so much for watching. We have tons more to unbox and to talk about and to go through. And so keep checking in. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button, do all that other stuff so that the channel grows. Welcome to our new subscribers. Until next time, may the force be with you.